Hello everyone, hope you are all doing good. I am Monisha, teaching maths and physics for 8th grade to 12th grade students from past 10 years, of course. So, in my previous video, I have already explained about the introduction of the polynomial and also the first exercise of the chapter polynomial. If you have any doubts, kindly go through the video once again, and if you have any doubts in that, you just comment me in the comment section below. So in this video, I will be completing and also explaining about the first part of the exercise 2. So in exercise 9.2, the first section is there to find out the zeros of the polynomial. I will be explaining that section to you. So let us move on to the session. So in this, first we need to know about the relationship between the zeros and the coefficient of the polynomial. So what do you mean by zeros of the polynomial? The zeros of a polynomial p of x are all the x values that make the polynomial equal to 0. This means, let us take an example. If you have an equation like 4x square plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. So the value which you are going to substitute in that x, 4x square plus 3x plus 2, if you are going to substitute that x value as 1, 2, 3, 0, minus 1, anything you can take, any integer. Okay, if you substitute that value to that x, then after solvation, if you get the whole equation as 0 after the solvation, then that particular number which you have replaced to x, that number is said to be zeros of the polynomial. Hope you understood that. The next point is, the number of zeros of a polynomial is equal to the degree of a polynomial, and there is a well-defined mathematical relationship between the zeros and the coefficient. That is, I will take the previous example itself, that is 4x square plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. The degree is 2 because the 4x square, the highest degree or the highest exponent is 2. So the degree of that equation is 2. If the degree is 2, then the number of zeros of the polynomial which you are going to get after the solvation is also equal to 2 itself. So this concludes that the number of degree of an equation is also equal to the number of zeros of a polynomial which we are going to get after the solvation of the particular problem. So mathematically, if p of x is a polynomial in x, p of x means it is an equation like that which I have already taken 4x square plus 3x plus 2. That whole equation is said to be p of x. If p of x is a polynomial in x, and if k is any real number, I have already told you real number minus 1, minus 2, 1, 2, 3, anything you can take. So that number which you can consider it as a k. So if k is any real number, then the value obtained by replacing x by k in p of x is called the value of p of x at x is equal to k. And it is denoted by p of k. Here, the real number k is said to be 0 of the polynomial only if after solvation the p of k becomes 0. Hope you understood this part very well. Next is the difference between zeros and the roots in a polynomial equation. In an equation after solvation you will get roots and also the number of zeros of a polynomial. So what is the difference between both? A zero is a value for which the polynomial is equal to 0. A zero of a polynomial is that value that if we replace it, then the whole equation will become 0. When you set a polynomial equal to 0, then you have a polynomial equation where the equation roots are same as the polynomial 0. Hope you understood that. The zeros of a polynomial will be given to an expression. If the degree is 2, the number of zeros will be 2. Then, if you set a polynomial to 0, that you are changing an expression into an equation by equating it to 0. If we set an equation to 0, then after solvation, whatever you are going to get the x value, that x value is said to be roots of that polynomial equation. And that roots are equal to the number of polynomials, the number of zeros of that polynomial. Okay, so the number of degree is equal to number of zeros, and the number of zeros of the polynomial is equal to the number of roots. A root is a value for which a polynomial equation is true. A root is that value which we are going to get in which the solvation or the whole equation is said to be a true. For example, the polynomial x minus 5 has one zero. You can notice here x has the degree 1. So if the degree is 1, the number of zeros will be 1. Therefore, that is x is equal to 5. The value of the 0 of the polynomial is 5. Why? Because if you substitute x is equal to 5, 5 minus 5 will become, the whole equation will turn into a 0. Therefore, the 0 of a polynomial in this x minus 5 equation will be 5. Next, and the polynomial equation x minus 5 is equal to 0. Here we are equating it to 0 and has only one root. Because the number of zeros of a polynomial is 1. If it is 1, then the roots will also be equal to 1. Here the root is x is equal to 5 itself. Next, going to linear polynomial. Linear polynomial means any equation which has degree 1 is said to be a linear equation. The formula for this is minus b by a, where b is coefficient of x and a is coefficient of x square. Next is quadratic polynomial. Any equation of the form ax square plus bx plus c, then it is said to be quadratic polynomial. A polynomial with degree 1 is linear polynomial. A polynomial with degree 2 is quadratic polynomial. So here the sum of the roots formula is minus b by a and product of the roots formula is c by a. Next, going to cubic polynomial. Cubic polynomial, as the name itself signifies that it will be having 3 degrees. The equation is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. The degree here is 3. Therefore, it is said to be a cubic polynomial. Therefore, there will be 3 formulas for that. One is sum. For sum, the formula is minus b by a. For product of the sum or sum of the product is said to be c by a. And the product of the roots is said to be minus d by a. Hope you understood all the formula sections of here. Linear polynomial has 1 formula, quadratic polynomial has 2 formula, and cubic polynomial has 3 formula. Hope you understood this part. Next, going to the exercise section. So here in first part of the second exercise, we need to find the zeros of the following quadratic polynomials and we need to verify the relationship between zeros and the coefficients. The first question is x square minus 2x minus 8. First we need to equate it to 0. First we need to change the expression as an equation. That is x square minus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. In any factorization, first we need to multiply the extreme terms. Here the extreme terms are x square and 8. Here we need to multiply it. When we multiply 8 and x square, we will get 8x square. The next step is to split the middle term into 2 terms. In the second step, the extreme terms, that is x square and minus 8, will be written as it is. But the middle term will be split into 2 separate terms. So minus 2x has been split into minus 4x plus 2x. So how we are splitting it? See here, after multiplying the extreme terms, you will get 8x square. The terms which you are adding here, that is the new terms, the new separate terms which we have to substitute or replace here according to a method. That is, the 2 separate terms which you are adding here or subtracting here should follow some condition. If you multiply those 2 terms, you need to get that 8x square. If you add or subtract those 2 terms, then you need to get the middle term. So this is the condition. If the 2 separate terms which you are replacing here will satisfy these 2 conditions, then that is the exact separate term you have to take. You can see here. After multiplying the extreme terms, you have to get 8x square. If you take 4x into 2x, 4x into 2x is 8x square. Then you need to replace the middle term. So middle term is minus 2x. When you add or subtract, here minus 4x plus 2x is equal to minus 2x. So the 2 separate term is minus 4x and plus 2x. So this is the method of replacing the middle term into 2 separate terms. So going to the next line. Next what we have to do is, we have to separate the common terms. In the first 2 terms, x square minus 4x, the common term is x. In x square minus 4x, the common term is x. If you take the common term x, the remaining will be x minus 4. In the second section, it is 2x minus 8. In 2x minus 8, the common term is 2. When you take common term 2, you will get the remaining as x minus 4 itself. Then we need to separate it once again. That is x minus 4 and remaining x plus 2. So we need to equate both separately to 0. X minus 4 is equal to 0 and x plus 2 is equal to 0. Then we will get x is equal to 4 by shifting minus 4 to right hand side and x is equal to minus 2 by shifting plus 2 to right hand side. This is the zeros of the polynomial. Why zeros of the polynomial? If you substitute this value to the equation, you are going to get a 0. Okay. So next going to the second part of the problem, that is we need to find out the relationship between zeros and the coefficient. The given equation is x square minus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. So compare it with the general formula of quadratic equation. So what is the general formula of quadratic equation? Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is the general form of quadratic equation. So if you compare these things, you will get the value for a, b and c. So what is the value for a? A is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 2 and c is equal to minus 8. You can compare the both general formula and the given equation. You will get these values. Next we need to find out the sum of the roots and the product of the roots. The sum of the zeros formula is minus b by a. Already in the formula there is a minus symbol. So when you are substituting the value of b, you should be conscious enough to write another minus sign there. Else the answer will be 0. Okay. So minus in the formula there is minus b by a. So for the b you need to substitute b is equal to minus 2. So it will become minus of minus 2 whole divided by the a value is 1. So it will become minus into minus plus 2 by 1. Therefore 2 by 1 is also equal to 2. Next is product of the 0. Product of the 0 formula is c by a. The value for c is minus 8 and a is 1. So minus 8 by 1 is also equal to minus 8. So this is how we need to find out the relationship between zeros and the coefficient. Hope you understood the first problem clearly. Moving on to the second problem. 4s square minus 4s plus 1. I have already told you the variables can be anything. It can be from a to z or alpha, beta, gamma, Greek letters or anything they can take. Here they have took 4s square. S is the variable here. 4s square minus 4s plus 1. So in any factorization, what we have to do in the starting point? We need to multiply the extreme terms. That is 4s square and 1. We need to multiply it. 4s square into 1 is 4s square itself. The next is we need to split the middle term. We need to split the middle term such that when the two separate terms which we are going to insert there should follow the two conditions. If we multiply that, we should get the multiplication of the extreme term, and if we add or subtract, we should get the value of the middle term. Hope it satisfies the condition. That is 4s square into 1 is 4s square. If you put the two terms as 2s into 2s, 2 2s are 4, s into s is s square. Next, the middle term is minus 4s. When you subtract or add, that is minus 2s and minus 2s. Minus into minus is plus. So 2s plus 2s is 4s and larger number sign is minus. So minus 4s. So it is satisfying two conditions. So the two separate term here is 2s and 2s. Next we need to take the common term in the section. In 4s square minus 2s, the common term is 2s. When we take 2s as common term, the remaining will be 2s minus 1. In the next section, you carefully find it out. The section is 2s plus 1. The terms are 2s plus 1. There is no common term. If there is no common term, you need to understand the fact that in all the numbers, there is one universal common term, that is 1. Okay? When there is no common term, you take common as 1. Here already there is minus 2s, the minus symbol is there. So you need to write the same minus symbol itself. Minus 1. In the bracket you need to write 2s minus 1 is equal to 0. Then separate the terms and equate it to 0. 2s minus 1 and 2s minus 1 is equal to 0. So when we equate it to 0, we need to find out the value for s. 2s is equal to 1 and s is equal to 1 by 2. 2s is equal to 1, same as it is, and s is equal to 1 by 2. So this s is equal to 1 by 2 is the 0 of the polynomial of this particular equation. So next, moving to the relationship between zeros and the coefficient. The given equation is 4s square minus 4s plus 1. Here we need to compare it with the general formula of quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So a is equal to 4, b is equal to minus 4 and c is equal to 1. The formula for sum of the zeros is minus b by a. Minus already there in the formula, so carefully we need to substitute it. B value is minus 4, therefore minus of minus 4 whole divided by a value is also 4. So minus into minus is plus. So 4 by 4. 4 by 4 cancels each other. So 4 ones are, the answer will be 1. Next, product of the zeros is equal to c by 4. The value of c is 1 and the value of a is 4. Therefore, the product of the zeros is 1 by 4. Hope you understood the second problem also. Let us move on to the next problem. The third problem is 6x square minus 3 minus 7x. Here you need to concentrate the fact that it is not in the form of quadratic equation. The quadratic equation should be in the form of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This should be the form. But here they have jumbled it here and there. If they are given the question like this, you need to write it in a correct form. Okay. So the solution, in the solution section you write in the correct form. 6x square minus 7x minus 3 is equal to 0. Next, what we have to do? Multiply the extreme terms. 6x square into 3. So 6x square into 3 is 18x square. So what is the next step? We need to split the middle term so that when we add or subtract, we need to get the middle term, and when we multiply, we need to get the extreme terms. Okay. So the two numbers will be 9x and 2x. So 9 2s are 18, x into x is x square. So 9x into 2x is 18x square. So one condition is fulfilled. So the next is minus 9x plus 2x. Okay, minus 9x plus 2x is equal to minus 7x. So the two condition is also fulfilled. So this is the two separate terms which we need to replace instead of minus 7x. Next, we need to group it and take out the common term. Okay. So in 6x square and minus 9x, the common term is 3x. Why? Because in 6 ones a table, you can't divide 9, and in 9 ones a table, you can't divide 6. You need a number which divides both the numbers 6 and 9. So that is 3. Okay. So an x is common in both the terms. So you take the common as 3x. When you take 3x as common, the remaining will be 2x minus 3. So going to the next section, 2x minus 3. In 2x minus 3, there is no common terms. So I have already told you, when there is no common term, we have to use that universal common term factor, that is 1. So take 1 as a common term, then you write the same thing as it is, that is 2x minus 3. Here one thing you have to be conscious about, that inside the bracket the term should be same, that is 2x minus 3 and 2x minus 3. In any problem of factorization, the terms which will come under after taking common factor, the terms which come under the bracket should be same. If the symbol or the numbers are coming different, then you have gone wrong somewhere. You have to understand that you have gone wrong somewhere. Okay. So 2x minus 3 is the common factor. Next, separately equate it to 0. 2x minus 3 is equal to 0 and 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. So when you shift minus 3 to right hand side, it will become plus 3. And here when you shift plus 1 to right hand side, it will become minus 1. So the answer is x is equal to minus 1 by 3 and x is equal to 3 by 2. These are the zeros of the polynomial of that equation. Next, going to relationship between zeros and the coefficients. The given equation is 6x square minus 7x minus 3 is equal to 0. the first thing we need to compare it with the general form of quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c. When we compare it, we will get the values for a, b and c. So here the value for a is 6, b is 7, minus c minus 3. Next, write down the formula of sum of the zeros. Sum of the zeros is minus b by a. The value for b is minus 7. So we should be concentrated and conscious while substituting the value of b. If we write it as simply minus 7, the answer will be gone wrong. Okay, so minus of minus 7 divided by a value is 6. Therefore, the answer is 7 by 6. Next, product of the zeros is c by a. So c is minus 3 and a is 6. We can cancel it, 3 ones are and 3 twos are. So the answer will be minus 1 by 2. So this is the third problem. Hope you understood this third problem also, I think. Going to fourth problem. 4u square plus 8u. This is simple problem. There is no much simplification in there. So 4u square plus 8u. Here we have to directly take out the common term. In 4u square plus 8u, u is common, and in 4 ones are table we can divide 8 also. So the common term is 4u. When we take 4u as common, then the remaining will be u plus 2 is equal to 0. Then we separately equate it to 0. 4u is equal to 0 and u plus 2 is equal to 0. Then we will get u is equal to 0. Y means u is equal to 0 by 4 and 0 by 4 is always equal to 0. Then in the next step, u is equal to minus 2. So u is equal to 0 and u is equal to minus 2 is the zeros of the polynomial of this equation. Next, going to relationship between zeros and the coefficient. The equation here is 4u square plus 8u. But you can notice here the general form is ax square plus bx plus c. Here the c term is not given. That is, the constant term is not given. If they are not given the constant term, or if they are not given any of the coefficient, you have to put simply it as 0 itself. Okay, 4u square plus 8u plus 0 is equal to 0. So a will be 4, b will be 8, c, since they have not given, we have to plainly write it as a 0 itself. Next, sum of the zeros. Sum of the zeros is minus b by a. So b is 8 and a is 4. Therefore minus 8 by 4. So 4 ones are, 4 twos are, therefore the answer will be minus 2. Next, product of the zeros is equal to c by a. C is 0 and a is 4. So 0 by 4 is always 0. I hope you understood this easier problem. Next, going to fifth problem. T square minus 15. It is just t square minus 15. Okay, first write it in an equation form. T square minus 15 is equal to 0. Next, shift minus 15 to right hand side. It will become t square is equal to 15. Now carefully you have to notice one fact that in algebra, when you are shifting the square from one side to another side, when we are shifting square from one side to another side, it will become square root. Square will become square root. But before writing square root, you have to write plus or minus. It can be plus or it can be minus. Okay, so both we need to write. So t is equal to plus or minus root 15. So zeros of the polynomial here is t is equal to plus root 15 or t is equal to minus root 15. Why? Why? Because you can see that degree is 2. If the degree is 2, the number of zeros of the polynomial should also be equal to 2. So t is equal to plus root 15, 1 0 of the polynomial, and t is equal to minus root 15, 1 0 of the polynomial. Next, going to relationship between zeros and the coefficient. Here the given equation is t square minus 15. I have already told you we have to compare it with the general form of quadratic equation. If we compare it with general form of quadratic equation, the coefficient of the middle term is missing here. If it is missing, we need to replace it by 0 itself. Okay, so t square plus 0t minus 15 is equal to 0 as per the general formula of quadratic equation. So a will become 1, b will be 0 and c will be minus 15. So write down the formula for sum of the zeros. Sum of the zeros is minus b by a. So 0 by 1 Since 0 is a neutral number, it doesn't have any negative or positive side. So 0 by 1 is equal to 0. Then product of the zeros is C by A. C is minus 15 and A is 1. So minus 15 by 1 is minus 15 itself. I hope you understood this fifth problem also. Going to sixth problem. 3x square minus x minus 4. So in factorization, we need to write in an equation form. After writing in an equation form, we need to multiply the extreme terms. So 3x square into 4. So 3x square into 4 is 12x square. This is the first step. So next what we have to do is, we need to replace the middle term by two separate terms. So how we need to select the two separate terms? The two separate terms should satisfy two conditions. So when you multiply the two numbers, you need to get this 12x square, and when you're adding or subtracting that two numbers, you have to get the middle term. Okay. So the two numbers are 4x and 3x. So 4 3s are 12, x into x, x square. So 4x into 3x is 12x square. It satisfied one condition. Next, minus 4x plus 3x. Minus into plus is minus 4x minus 3x is x, that is 1x, and larger number sign is minus. So it is satisfied second condition also. So the two terms which we need to replace is minus 4x plus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. Next what we have to do? We have to take out the common factor. In 3x square minus 4x, there is no common factor here. But x is a variable is a common factor. You just take x as a common factor, and in next 3x minus 4, again there is no common factor. If there is no common factor, you have to keep it in your mind. You can take the universal common factor, that is 1. So if you take x common, the remaining will be 3x minus 4. And if you take 1 common, you will get 3x minus 4. It is satisfying another condition, that is the terms in both the brackets are same. Okay. Next you have to equate it separately to 0. 3x minus 4 is equal to 0 and x plus 1 is equal to 0. So 3x is equal to 4 and x is equal to minus 1. The answer is x is equal to 4 by 3 and x is equal to minus 1. So this is the zeros of the polynomial of the given equation. Next, going to relationship between zeros and the coefficients. The given equation is 3x square minus x minus 4 is equal to 0. We need to compare it with the general form of quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Then we need to find out separately what is the value of a, b and c. Here a is 3, b is minus 1 and c is minus 4. Next, write down the formula for sum of the zeros. Sum of the zeros formula is minus b by a. So in the formula again there is a minus symbol and the b value is also minus 1. So carefully substitute it by taking it as minus of minus 1 whole divided by 3. So minus into minus is plus. The sum of the zeros value will be 1 by 3. Next, product of the zeros. The formula is c by a. C is minus 4 and a is 3. So the answer will be minus 4 by 3. I hope you understood this section. There are only 6 problems here in the first part of the second exercise. I hope you understood the factorization section. It is very important according to your examination point of view. You have to understand how the factorization has been done, how you have to split the terms, how you need to substitute it, and how you have to calculate all this relationship between zeros and the coefficient. I hope you understood this part. So let us have a quick fact on mathematics. So today I find out the equal sign was invented in 1557 by Welsh mathematician Robert Record, who was fed up with the writing is equal to. In every equation he need to write is equal to, so he got fed up very much and he got invented with the is equal to symbol in his equation. He chose the two lines because no two things can be more equal than this symbol. Thanks a lot. If you understood everything about this factorization, and if you have any doubts, again, if you have any doubts about the previous section or about this section, you please go through the video and also comment me and ask me some questions regarding to that. Thanks a lot.